my name is Diane and this is How to Train Your Caterpillar, which is a spiritual life coaching channel. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, if you're new, welcome back if you're not new. Thank you so much for checking out the video. So this is going to be a video about kind of how to let go of attachments and like actual practical things that you can do, right? Because it's, there's so many people that are just like, just let go, like when you're trying to manifest something. Usually it's about trying to manifest a person, right? Or a relationship, and people are just like, just let go, man. You're like, what does that mean? what are you saying to me? So I thought I would just do a video about like some practical things you can do, okay? So before I get into that, I just want to say, like I said, thank you for checking out the video. If you find that it's useful and you enjoy it and you feel like liking and subscribing for me, I'd appreciate that a lot. So this video, like I said, it's about how to kind of let go of attachments so that you can bring your manifestations in easier, right? Which can be anything. That can be like a job that you want, or like the lifestyle that you want, but usually it's about a person. Let's not lie here. Usually it's about love and like trying to bring in a specific person, right? So, so what I'm about to say, I say it with love because I do the same thing myself, right? The people who tend to have problems with this are the ones that tend to be a little clingy, right? That's why I know how to fix this, okay? Because I had to work on this myself. Like it's because you're kind of, let's just say it's a person, right? And you're kind of obsessing about this person, right? You're like, I don't have that person, or I don't have love in general, but I don't have that person, and like I keep holding on and I keep, putting more and more energy towards it and like begging the universe. I don't understand why it's not coming in, right? The reason that you're doing that is kind of because you don't feel like you in yourself are enough, right? It's not enough for you to have your attention focused on yourself because you don't feel like that's enough. You feel like you have to give your attention to someone else, right? I don't know if you ever watch Aaron Doughty. He makes some great videos, but he always talks about being the star of your own movie. So it's like when you're kind of obsessing about that person or a specific person coming in, basically what you're saying is like, I'm not enough and I need someone else to fill the void in my life. You're also it's kind of like you're looking for someone else to validate you a little bit as well, right? Because you're saying like, I'm not enough, and if this person comes in, then they're gonna fix me. They're not. It's like, I don't know, like, but when you're like obsessing about, I don't know, like a top or something, right? And you're like, in your head you're kind of going, things will be different when I get that top, like I'll be happy when I get that, right? And then you get that and you feel just the same and you're like, ah, cool, that wasn't it. It's because you're kind of putting the focus out with yourself, and what you need to be doing is to, like Aaron Doughty says, like make yourself the star of your own movie and put the focus back on yourself. So how to do that, right? Because it's easy to say that, but then it's like, bitch, what do you mean? How do I do that? And I know I talk about the chakras a lot, but basically they are the center of the freaking universe, okay? Like when you find out more about them, you're going to realize that's pretty much what they are. So it's actually the solar plexus that you need to work on, right? The yellow one right here. If you haven't watched my other videos about the solar plexus, maybe check it out if you want to know more about it. But because the reason that working on that is going to help you is because that chakra, the solar plexus chakra, is all about self-esteem and self-worth and feeling like you are enough. Because you may have had a habit in the past of, I'm not saying for sure, but like you may have a habit of codependent relationships, right? Where you are the giver. Maybe that's something that started in childhood. Maybe it's something that started later. Maybe it's something that you've just always done, right? And the reason that those codependent relationships exist is because the giver is seeking validation. Because you feel like you're not enough. You feel like you being yourself is not enough to get love from people. You need to give them stuff, right? you need to like work yourself into the ground to give them things and ignore your own needs and ignore your own life. So that may be like a thing that you're doing here. That's what I used to do as well. So like working on the solar plexus, it gives you the self-esteem to put yourself first, right? Because when you start working on this, you're going to notice that you have a lot more motivation to get, like, to put the focus back on yourself, to get the things done in your life that you need to do. For example, right, instead of sitting around, you know, being sad that this person's not in, or like trying to, you know, work out how to bring them in, you're putting the focus on yourself and being like, right, what do I need to do to make my life better? Well, I could start exercising, that would make me feel better. And you know, maybe I could start doing like that hobby. You know, I've always wanted to do that hobby, maybe I'll do that, and I'll start reading some more books on this topic, so I'm really interested in that. And you know, maybe I'll start like trying to make some more friends, and like instead of watching tarot readings all the time, maybe I'll watch like a movie. I haven't seen this movie, or I haven't seen this new TV show that I really wanted to watch, right? Or maybe like I don't know, anything like that. But you're gonna notice when you work on the solar plexus chakra, like the fog kind of clears more, and you're just much more able to kind of see what needs to be done. And like I said, it puts the focus back on yourself. It's kind of, it lights the inner fire, and it's like the center of your personal power. So you're no longer waiting for someone else to like validate you, and you're no longer looking for someone to give all your love and attention to, because you're giving it to yourself, right? Like I said, if you want to know more about the solar plexus chakra, I have another video on it, but there's loads of ways that you can do it. One that I have recently discovered, actually, I recently started doing yoga because I had some like body issues, like problems, like health problems basically. So I started doing it recently, and like there's a few poses in yoga that will really help with your solar plexus, and they really help. You know, it's like the motivation to get up early in the morning and get boom, 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 get that list of stuff done, right? Like I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna have like a proper breakfast, and I'm gonna exercise, and I'm gonna, you know, just do things for yourself, like cook a proper meal for yourself and all this kind of stuff, right? So the more that you work on your solar plexus, the more that you notice like you're not kind of obsessing about it anymore. So you're not creating that block, you know, you're not clinging onto it. Because again, when you're clinging, basically what you're saying to the universe is like, I don't have that thing. You know, whereas when you're putting, because if it's a person, you don't need to let go of it completely. You know, hold on to it and be like, well, I know that person's coming in, or like I know love is coming in for me. I just, you know, I'm just focused on myself right now, and it'll come in when the time is right. And you know, when they come in, I'll be here, but I'm not just gonna like focus on them, right? So that's the first thing that I would do, is work on your solar plexus. The other one that I would work on is your sacral chakra. I would work on your solar plexus first, and then I would work on your sacral chakra, which is the orange one, just underneath your belly button. So this one is, it's a little more complicated to describe, but basically this is the one about like your emotions and like the seat of the soul, right? But the reason that I bring it up, like again, if you want to know more about it, you can check out the video I did. But the reason that I bring it up here is because if it's blocked, you may find that you have a bit of an addictive personality, right? And the reason being, like, long story short, basically you're trying to compensate for like love, like you're trying to compensate for like feelings of love, basically, that were never reciprocated, basically. So whether that's like from a childhood thing, or that's something you picked up later, or if it's from a past life or whatever, it doesn't really matter, but you may find that you have a bit of an addictive personality, right? So, because that can be another thing, like why you're kind of putting all your energy on this person, you know, because you may have like a bit of compulsion, like, I don't know, maybe you used to be a smoker and it's like you couldn't just have one, you had to have like 2 in a row, right? Or like, I don't know, compulsively drinking like tea, or you know, compulsively like watching tarot readings. Like it's not just enough to have one, you have to keep watching. Do you know what I mean? Or yeah, I mean, you know what a compulsion is, like just it's, but basically that's a thing with the sacral chakra. So that might be another one that you want to work on, because the sacral chakra is about finding joy in the present moment. Because when you're finding joy in the present moment, you're not constantly thinking like, what can I do that's going to make me feel whole? What can I do that's going to make me feel content and satisfied? Because when that chakra is blocked, you're going to have a real hard time feeling content. That's why you have this compulsion, like compulsive eating, or like I said, compulsively drinking tea, or like smoking, or like whatever, you know, compulsively obsessing about someone, or like love coming in, right? Yeah, so I think that's the video for today. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for me. If you feel like doing that, I would appreciate that a lot. And like I said, if you want to, you know, learn more about those chakras, I direct you to my chakra videos, right? I'm not going to leave the links and stuff here, but as always, I wish you many blessings, love and light.